CHAP. XLVI. The conclusion of the constellatory practice, or talismanic magic, in which is included the key of all that has been written upon this subject, showing the practice of images, and c. by way of example, and likewise the necessary observations of the celestials, towards the perfection of talismanical operations. We will now show thee the observations of celestial bodies, which are required for the practice of these things, which are briefly as follow. To make any one fortunate, we make an image at the time in which the significator of life, the giver of life, or Alchymy, the signs and planets, are fortunate. Let the ascendant and mid-heaven, and the lords thereof, be fortunate, and also the place of the sun and moon, part of fortune and lord of conjunction or prevention, make before their nativity, by depressing the malignant planets, that is taking the times when they are depressed. But if we would make an image to procure misery, we must do contrary to this, and those which we before placed fortunate, we must now make unfortunate, by taking the malignant stars when they rule. And the same means we must take to make any place, region, city, or house unfortunate. But if you would make any one unfortunate who hath injured you, let there be an image made under the ascension of that man whom thou wouldst make unfortunate, and thou shalt take, when unfortunate, the lord of the house of his life, the lord of the ascendant and the moon, the lord of the house of the moon, the lord of the house of the lord ascending, and the 10th house and the lord thereof. Now, for the building, success, or fitting of any place, place fortunes in the ascendant thereof, and in the 1st and 10th, the 2nd and 8th house, thou shalt make the lord of the ascendant, and the lord of the house of the moon, fortunate. But to chase away certain animals, from any place, that are noxious to thee, that they may not generate or abide there, make an image under the ascension of that animal which thou wouldst chase away or destroy, and after the likeness thereof. For instance, now, suppose thou wouldst wish to chase away scorpions from any place, let an image of a scorpion be made. The sign, paragraph continues, Scorpio ascending with the moon, then thou shalt make unfortunate the ascendant, and the lord thereof, and the lord of the house of Mars, and thou shalt make unfortunate the lord of the ascendant in the 8th house, and let them be joined with an aspect malignant, as opposite or square, and write upon the image the name of the ascendant, and of the lord thereof, and the moon, the lord of the day and hour, and let there be a pit made in the middle of the place from which thou wouldst drive them, and put into it some earth taken out of the 4 corners of the same place, then bury the image there, with the head downwards. Saying this is the burying of the scorpions, that they may be forced to leave, and come no more into this place. And so do by the rest. Now for gain, make an image under the ascendant of that man to whom thou wouldst appoint the gain, and thou shalt make the lord of the 2nd house, which is the house of substance, to be joined with the lord of the ascendant, in a trine or sextile aspect, and let there be a reception amongst them. Thou shalt make fortunate the 11th, and the lord thereof, and the 8th, and, if thou canst, put part of fortune in the ascendant or 2nd, and let the image be buried in that place, or from that place, to which thou wouldst appoint the gain or fortune. Likewise, for agreement or love, let be made an image in the day of Jupiter, under the ascendant of the nativity of him whom you would wish to be beloved, make fortunate the ascendant and the 10th, and hide the evil from the ascendant, and you must have the lords of the 10th, and planets of the 11th, fortunate, joined to the lord of the ascendant, from the trine or sextile, with reception. Then proceed to make another image, for him whom thou wouldst stir up to love, whether it be a friend, or female, or brother, or relation, or companion of him whom thou wouldst have favored or beloved. If so, make an image under the ascension of the 11th house from the ascendant of the first image. But if the party be a wife, or a husband, let it be made under the ascension of the 7th, if a brother, sister, or cousin, under the ascension of the 3rd house, if a mother, of the 10th, and so on. Now let the significator of the ascendant of the 2nd image be joined to the significator of the ascendant of the 1st. And let there be between them a reception, and let the rest be fortunate, as in the 1st image. Afterwards join both the images together in a mutual embrace, or put the face of the 2nd to the back of the 1st, and let them be wrapped up in silk, and cast away or spoiled. Also, for the success of petitions, and obtaining of a thing denied, or taken, or possessed by another, make an image under the ascendant of him who petitions for the thing, and cause the lord of the second house to be joined with the lord of the ascendant, from a trine or sextile aspect, and let there be a reception betwixt them, and, if it can be so, let the lord of the second be in the obeying signs, and the lord of ascendant in the ruling, make fortunate the ascendant and the lord thereof, and beware that the lord of the ascendant be not retrograde, or combust, or cadent, or in the house of opposition, i.e. in the seventh from his own house. Let him not be hindered by the malignant planets, but let him be strong and in an angle. Thou shalt make fortunate the ascendant, and the lord of the second, and the moon, and make another image for him that is petitioned to, and begin it under the ascendant belonging to him, as if he is a king, or prince, and see. Begin it under the ascendant of the 10th house from the ascendant of the first image, if a father, under the 4th, if a son, under the 5th, and so of the like. Then put the significator of the second image, joined with the lord of the ascendant of the first image from a trine or sextile, and let him receive it, and put them both strong and fortunate, without any hindrance. Make all evil fall from them. Thou shalt make fortunate the 10th and the 4th, if thou canst, or any of them, and when the second image shall be perfect, join it with the first, face to face, and wrap them in clean linen, and bury them in the middle of his house who is the petitioner, under a fortunate significator, the fortune being strong, and let the face of the first image be towards the north, or rather towards that place where the thing petitioned for doth remain. Or, if it happens that the petitioner goes forward to obtain the thing desired or petitioned for, let him carry the said images with him. Thus we have given, in a few examples, the key of all talismanical operations whatsoever, by which wonderful effects may be wrought either by images, by rings, by glasses, by seals, by tables, or any other magical instruments whatsoever. But as these have their chief grounds in the true knowledge of the effects of the planets, and the rising of the constellations, we recommend an earnest attention to that part of astrology one which teaches of the power, influences, and effects of the celestial bodies amongst themselves generally. Likewise, we would recommend the artist to be expert in the aspects, motions, declinations, risings, and sea of the 7 planets, and perfectly to understand their natures, either mixed or simple. Also, to be ready and correct in the erecting of a figure, at any time, to show the true position of the heavens, there being so great a sympathy between the celestials and ourselves, and to observe all the other rules which we have plentifully recited, and, without doubt, the industrious student shall receive the satisfaction of bringing his operations and experiments to effect that which he ardently desires. With which, wishing all success to the contemplator of the creature and the Creator, we will here close up this second part of our work, and the conclusion of our book of Talismanical Magic. The end of the first book.